All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into the world of Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not going down the usual rabbit holes of, typical celebrity gossip.
Yeah.
You sent over this article, and, it's raising some serious questions about his recent behavior.
Yeah.
Especially, with everything going on with his marriage to Hailey.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's kind of a mystery.
Yeah, and it's fascinating how their article really contrasts, that picture-perfect image of Justin and Hailey, couple goals, with what some sources are now suggesting.
Right.
And it's not uncommon, you know?
Right.
Public image versus private reality happens all the time, and especially with someone like Bieber who's grown up in the spotlight. I mean...
Exactly. And remember how Hailey was initially portrayed like the Justin Tamer back in the day, 2018, the wedding, all the huge names there.
Oh, yeah. The Jenners, Jaden Smith.
Everyone, it was a big deal.
It felt like she was this grounding force, the key to his happily ever after.
Well,
right. And that perception of her is important because then the article goes on to describe some pretty concerning incidents with Justin's behavior lately.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking photos where he looks absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
Gaunt.
Yeah.
Videos of him rapping about being high on a plane, and even one where he's very obviously smoking a joint.
And it's not just the images either.
Right.
The article talks about how fans are reacting online.
Totally.
Remember when it was all about their fairy tale romance? Now you see a lot of concern. People genuinely worried about him. Mm. It makes you wonder, is this, typical celebrity antics?
Yeah.
Or is there something more serious going on?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The article hones in on the launch event for Hailey's skincare brand, Rhode.
Right.
There's a video making the rounds where Justin is, the article says, inanely grinning.
I saw that, yeah.
Just kind of awkwardly shifting his weight.
Yeah.
Doesn't really scream supportive husband at your wife's big moment.
It was kind of unsettling to watch, to be honest. You'd expect him to be there for her, Especially with how much the media has focused on their codependency in the past. Right. It makes you wonder if there's some tension.
Oh, for sure.
That we're not seeing.
And that tension is even more apparent when you look at Hailey's online presence.
Interesting.
She didn't even acknowledge Justin's post about the Rhode launch.
Really?
And he's completely absent from her photos.
Wow.
Now, granted, she's got a lot on her plate. New mom, a growing business.
Of course.
But you have to wonder if she's distancing herself from all this.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle, isn't it? All these little clues, the video, the social media, the fan reactions.
Yeah.
They're painting a different picture.
Definitely.
Than what we saw at first. And hold on, the article goes even further.
Oh.
It claims that Hailey's friends are telling her to go it alone.
Oh.
Like it's affecting their marriage.
It's important to note that these are claims from unnamed sources.
Right.
But it does raise questions about their relationship, especially the pressure on spouses when someone's potentially dealing with addiction.
Right.
Or mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
It can be incredibly isolating.
Absolutely. And then the article goes into some of those wilder rumors online, like, did they spend Christmas apart?
Oh, yeah.
Or that thing in New York where they supposedly ate separately.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that people love to fill in the blanks.
They do.
Especially when it comes to celebrities.
Right.
And sometimes that speculation can be just as damaging as the truth itself.
It definitely speaks to our fascination with celebrity culture,
Yeah.
Projecting our own narratives onto these figures.
Okay, so we've got all these recent red flags,
Mm-hmm.
but the article also takes us back to the beginning of their relationship.
Okay.
Remember how Justin used to rely on Hailey for support, especially during that UK tour?
I do vaguely, yeah.
There's this story about how he was super anxious and needed to talk to her constantly.
Wow.
It's interesting because back then this was spun as like Hailey's superpower, her calming influence.
Yeah.
But now looking back, it almost feels like the roles have reversed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like the support system that used to be so strong is crumbling.
Mm.
And it's not just with Hailey either.
Oh, right.
The article brings up the whole Justin Scooter Braun drama.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
And this wasn't just a business breakup.
Right.
Scooter was a close friend, confidant for years, almost like family.
Mm-hmm.
And their relationship played a huge part in shaping Justin's career.
For sure.
So the fact that it's over just adds another layer of complexity to this whole situation.
It was so public, too.
Oh, totally. The unfollowing on social media.
Yeah.
It's like a silent scream for attention.
You're right. It's like airing your dirty laundry.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder if the person who discovered you and guided your career is gone, who's left in your corner.
That's a great question, and it leads to another interesting point in the article.
What's that?
The advice Justin was apparently given to distance himself from P. Diddy because of the legal issues surrounding him.
Yeah, I remember those headlines.
Yeah.
Some pretty serious accusations, although Diddy denies them completely.
Right.
But the fact that Justin was advised to cut ties, even though they've known each other since he was a kid.
Wow, since he was a kid.
Yeah, it suggests that those close to him are aware of the need to protect him.
Yeah.
His image, his well-being.
Like they're trying to create a safe space.
Right.
Remove any potential triggers.
Mm-hmm.
But the big question is it enough?
So we've got potential marriage problems, career instability, loss of key support figures.
Right.
And all this while dealing with the pressure of fame and constant public scrutiny.
Yeah. It's a lot for anyone to handle.
Let alone someone who's been famous since they were literally a child.
It really makes you think about the long-term effects of early fame.
Definitely.
The psychological toll it can take.
Yeah.
And the lack of support for young celebrities.
This is a complex issue that needs way more unpacking. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next part of our deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of concerning stuff around Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
His behavior, maybe a shaky support system, and that insane amount of scrutiny he's under. It's heavy stuff, you know? But honestly, what keeps coming back to me is that video from the road launch.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see the weight of the world in his eyes.
Right.
What do you think's really going on, like, beneath the surface?
Well, the article doesn't actually diagnose anything.
Of course.
And we're not qualified to speculate about his mental health.
Right.
But it does make you think about the impact of early fame.
Yeah.
Like sustained fame from such a young age. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Discovered at 13.
Crazy.
Superstardom as a teenager. His whole life in the public eye.
I can't even imagine. It's hard to fathom.
It's got to have consequences.
I mean, I remember Bieber Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Fans chasing him down the street,
Oh,
camping outside his hotels. It was like the world was obsessed. And that kind of attention has to mess with you, right?
Absolutely. The article kind of suggests that he might be struggling with the expectations on him.
Yeah.
Not just as a celebrity, but now as a husband and a father.
Right.
He's been through so much publicly already. Breakups, legal issues. He's even talked about anxiety and depression. It's like he's constantly trying to meet these impossible standards.
It's like that saying, isn't it? The higher they climb, the harder they fall.
Exactly.
We build these celebrities up, put them on pedestals, and then tear them down when they stumble.
It's a vicious cycle, and it's been studied for years. You know,
Really?
psychologists, sociologists. There's this concept called parasocial relationships.
Parasocial relationships.
Where fans develop these intense, one-sided bonds with celebrities.
Wow.
And social media just amplifies it like crazy.
That's so true. I remember when I was younger feeling like I knew certain celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
Just from magazines and stuff.
Totally.
But now with social media, it's like you have direct access to their lives.
You're right. It blurs the lines.
Exactly. And it creates this false sense of intimacy, right? Like we're entitled to judge and criticize.
Like they forget these are real people.
Yeah, with real problems.
Right.
And for someone like Justin, who's been dealing with this since he was a kid, the pressure to be perfect, to always be on.
Must be exhausting.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how much of his behavior is like a cry for help.
Interesting.
A way to push back against those expectations.
It's a valid question. And the article highlights that weight of living under constant scrutiny. Every relationship, every misstep, everything is just consumed by the public.
It's no wonder so many child stars struggle as adults.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Britney Spears, actually.
Yeah.
Another child very public breakdown.
It was heartbreaking.
It was.
It's like a reminder that fame and fortune don't protect you from being human.
They don't, and sometimes it makes it worse.
Yeah. And it brings us back to Justin's support system.
All right.
If he's feeling isolated, overwhelmed, who's there for him?
Good question.
The article mentions the Scooter Braun split the advice to distance himself from Diddy.
It's like his inner circle is shrinking.
Yeah, at the time he probably needs it the most.
Right.
It's almost ironic, isn't it? Someone with millions of fans, adored by people everywhere, feeling so alone.
It really highlights how important genuine connection is.
Those people who see you for you, flaws and all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder about the people Justin has surrounded himself with.
Yeah.
Are they there for him or for themselves?
It's a good question.
And it's one we should all be asking.
About ourselves.
Yeah. What are our expectations of these celebrities? Are we contributing to their struggles?
Wow. I haven't thought about it like that. We're talking about Justin Bieber's Meltdown.
Yeah.
But underneath it all, it's about us.
It is.
Our obsession with celebrity culture, building them up, tearing them down, our own insecurities that we project onto them.
It's a lot to unpack, and in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore these ideas further. The ethics of celebrity, gossip, the media's role, and our responsibility in creating a more compassionate environment.
So we've talked about, Justin's struggles and all that.
Yeah.
And how fame can really mess with someone's mental health.
It's a lot to deal with.
It is. But I think it's time to, zoom out a little.
Sure.
Look at the bigger picture.
Sure.
This whole deep dive into Justin's world, it's making me think about, our obsession with celebrity culture in general.
Interesting.
Why are we so invested in these people's lives? At what point does it become unhealthy?
That's a great question. And the article touches on this, too.
Yeah.
Especially with the backlash Hailey's gotten online.
Right.
People questioning her loyalty, calling her names.
It's wild. Do we just crave the drama so much that we forget these are real people?
It's like we expect them to be perfect.
Right.
To live up to these impossible standards.
Yeah.
And when they don't, we act like they've betrayed us.
It's so messed up.
It is. And the media's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Sensationalizing their struggles, turning personal stuff into clickbait.
And social media makes it so much worse.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a constant echo chamber of judgment.
I was thinking about those rumors about Justin and Hailey spending Christmas apart.
Yeah.
The article mentions it, but doesn't really go there.
Right.
It's like even the people close to them might be fueling the gossip.
It makes you wonder who you can trust.
Exactly. It brings up the whole ethics of celebrity journalism thing.
But for sure.
Where's the line between reporting and just invading their privacy?
It's a tough one. Especially now with how fast information spreads.
I know. It's like, on one hand, celebrities choose to be in the public eye.
They do.
They build these personas. They share their lives online.
Yeah.
But they're still human beings.
That's exactly.
They deserve some privacy and respect.
They do. And that's where we come in.
You mean like the fans?
Yeah, we need to be more critical of what we share, what we believe. Just because something's trending doesn't make it true.
Right.
We need to be more discerning, more compassionate, more aware of the impact we have.
It's like we're all part of this.
We are.
The celebrities, the media, the fans.
It's an ecosystem.
Yeah. And maybe if we change our own perspective, try to be more understanding of the human element, maybe we can create a healthier environment for everyone.
I couldn't agree more. It's about realizing that celebrities are people too.
Yeah.
They have heartbreaks, they make mistakes, they struggle.
Kids like us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe by acknowledging that, by being a little kinder, we can break down this cycle of build them up, tear them down.
I love that. It's definitely something to think about.
For sure.
And I think it's a good place to end our deep dive. We started with Justin Bieber, but we ended up exploring so much more.
It did.
The pressures of fame, the ethics of gossip, social media. It's all connected.
And it all comes back to our shared humanity.
Being more compassionate, more understanding of each other.
Exactly. Whether we're celebrities or journalists or just fans.
We're all in this together.
We are.
This has been so insightful. Thank you for joining me.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listener, keep exploring these ideas. Do your own deep dive.
Yeah.
Challenge your assumptions. Ask tough questions. And remember the human element at the heart of it all.